What's up, poker players? Hope you guys are out there crushing it on the tables. We have had two rough sessions in the last two videos, but we bounced back with a $373 win, playing over 4,300 hands. Let's jump right into the poker action. First hand we're going to take a look at is Pocket Kings, playing from the cutoff at the 50 NL table. We get an open from the hijack seat to 2x $1. We put in a 3-bet, make it $3.50 to see a flop, and we do see a flop. In position against a regular player, Gaga Poker. We've gotten in lots of hands with Gaga Poker before. They check, and we continuation bet $4, and we face a check raise, and we see that Gaga Poker has won 0% of flop raised pots, allowing us the opportunity to easily make a call or raise in the spot. We elect to just call, and we see a 7 of hearts come on the turn. Gaga Poker checks to us, and we get the rest of our chips in. Gaga Poker makes a call with top pair and the flush draw. Let's avoid that flush or a jack. We do, and take down this almost $100 pot. And now we have Ace King at the 50 NL table, playing from the big blind. We get a raise to $3 from the hijack seat. It's a large open, and we get a call of the $3 from the button, and we put in a 3-bet, make it 13 to see a flop, $10 more, large raise. Don't want to be playing this hand out of position, and the button jams the rest of their stack in. An interesting play, possibly slow playing a big pair in this spot, but our opponent hasn't shown down that well, and maybe puts us on a squeeze play. So I do make the call, and it is a classic coin flip, ace king against queens. We need an ace or a king, and we don't get there and wind up losing this almost $100 pot. This time we're at the 100 NL table. Again, we have ace king. We get an open from the hijack seat to $2.66, and we get a call from the button. This one is playing out much like the last hand. We put in the 3-bet, $11 to see a flop, and this time the hijack jams all in. Button gets out of the way, and we again are up against a similar type of player, a little bit more recreational, only 145 hands on this player, and every 4-bet hand that we've seen from this player out of that small sample size has not been a premium hand. Worst case scenario, we are a coin flip in this situation. It is only $40 for us to make a call into this pot of $65. I do make the call, and again, it's a coin flip. This time they hit a set on the flop, full house on the turn. We are drawing dead and lose this over $100 pot. Not hitting the flips in this session. Now we have ace 10 at the 400 NL table, playing from the big blind. Folds around to the cutoff, who opens to $8. The button calls, and we make a call of the $8 from the big blind with the ace 10. Flop is queen high, two-tone, 2 clubs on the board. We have middle pair, and the flop checks all the way around. The turn is the ace of clubs, and we lead out for half pot. We get a call from the cutoff. Button folds, and we go heads up into the river, which is another 10, giving us a full boat. 10s over aces. Let's try to squeeze as much value out of this hand as possible. Our opponent has a low bet percentage on the river, so let's bet into our opponent and give them an amount that they will be calling with. They most likely have an ace in this spot. I think we probably would have seen a raise from a flush that got there, possibly a straight that got there on the turn. I bet 34-16, 2/3 pot. I think this one could be a little bit larger. I think we missed out on a little bit of value here, and they do make a call, and we take down this $120 pot with the full boat. And now we have ace king suited at the 400 NL table in a shorthanded situation, playing from the cutoff. We get an open from under the gun to $12, 3x, and we get a 3-bet to $34. From the hijack player to our right, the hijack has a 100% fold to 4-bets, so I put in a small 4-bet here, $82, and the under the gun player jams the rest of their stack in. It's a 5-bet jam. That wasn't supposed to happen. The hijack player does fold, and now we are in a very tough spot with ace king, getting 1.64 to 1 on our money, but very likely we're up against against a monster hand being aces or kings. We had a similar situation in a previous video where I think I made the exact same play and do elect to fold. Let me know what you guys think though. That one could be a mistake or it could be a great fold. I'd love to hear your comments below. And now we get into some of the winning hands. We have pocket nines at the 50 NL table. Playing from the cutoff, we get an open from under the gun +1 and we make a call being in position against the recreational player. The small blind 3-bets makes it 350 to go. The under the gun +1 player calls and we call with a pair of nines in position against both these players. And we couldn't see a better flop of king high rainbow. We have middle set, small blind continuation bets half pot. Under the gun +1 raises to $13 and we make a call of the $13, not giving away the value of our hand quite yet, or possibly giving it away completely by just calling on such a dry board. But we do get the small blind to jam all in. If we jam here, the ace king is most likely going to be folding and we would never get the extra $48 in the pot here. Under the gun +1 calls and we of course are going to be calling with a set here and see that we are up against ace king, top pair, top kicker, as well as bottom set, putting us in a great spot to win this very large pot. We are a 94% favorite going into the turn, now even higher, 98% favorite, and we take down this pot of $144, 185.4 big blinds at the 50 NL table. And now we have ace queen offsuit playing from the button at the 400 NL table. We get an open from the hijack player to 3x. We get a call from the cutoff and we put in a 3-bet, make it $48 to see a flop with the ace queen. We get a call from the hijack as well as the cutoff and see a 3-way flop. Already $150 in the pot. Flop is queen high two-tone, 2 spades out there. We have top pair, top kicker, but this is a very draw heavy board. Chances are slim that our opponent would be playing a pair of 5s or a pair of 6s in this spot, so we are most likely now in the lead. But with this draw heavy board, I think it's a great spot to be continuation betting instead of letting our opponents catch up with a free card on the turn. So I bet half pot, $72, but we do get 2 folds, giving us this $148 pot. And now we have pocket jacks at the 400 NL table, playing from the button. We get an open from the cutoff, and again we're putting in a 3-bet. This is the same opponent we just got in that hand with, and they do make a call of the 3-bet. We see a flop of ace high rainbow, pretty dry board. They check. We check back in this spot, having middle set, a very strong hand. Let's let them put in some bluffs on the turn or catch up with a weaker hand. And the turn is another 3, giving us the full boat and not really allowing any hands to catch up, but they do have the opportunity to put in a bluff and bet 28-38. I put in a 3-bet here. You could argue for just making a call on such a dry board with hardly any draws out there, but they make a call of the 3-bet and we see a 7 of spades on the river, and we are now set up very well to get our opponent's entire stack in when they do have an ace in the spot. They check. We bet large, not quite enough to get their whole stack in. I think this bet accomplishes the same thing as if we were to jam all in, maybe inducing something like a pair of jacks, queens, or kings to call in the spot with the smaller bet size, but I still think they might fold out with this bet sizing, and we do get a fold, giving us this $256 pot. And now we have pocket queens at the 400 NL table in a heads up situation. The button opens to 3x. We put in a 3-bet, $38, and they jam the rest of their stack in. Great spot for us, going to be calling with queens here, and we're up against an ace jack. Flop is 9 high rainbow, 4 of spades on the turn, a complete brick. Let's avoid an ace on the river. We do, and we take down this $339 pot. And against the same player, we now have pocket kings playing from the button, open to $11. They make a call of the $11, and we see a flop of ace high rainbow. We have middle set. Art checks the flop, and we continuation bet 14-25, 2/3 pot. They make a call. The turn is another 10, giving us a full house. house. Art checks the turn, and we can comfortably bet here on the turn. Any hand that would be calling on the flop is most likely also going to call a turn bet. If they have an ace, they will be making a call. If they have a 10, they now improved and might do more than just call. If they flopped a straight, they're now drawing dead, but will probably be making any call here. So we put in a bet of 2/3 pot, and we do get check raised. Let's get the rest of our chips in. There's only 55.49 left in their stack, and they make a call with the trip 10s, and we have them drawing to only a 10 on the river. They miss, and we take down this $344 pot with the full boat. Head down to the video description for links to all the poker products that I use. Hit that subscribe button if you have not done that yet. Shout out to everyone that has subscribed so far. Thank you all very much. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or you learned something today. Leave those comments or questions down below, and I will be back soon with a new video. But until then, I'll see you guys out on the virtual felt.